Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's Animac here from Anime Uproar, and welcome to a new episode of the One Piece Virgin podcast, episode number 2. Here we are, back with my boys, Nux and Briggs, and also featuring the one and only King of One Piece, Tekking101 Tekking. Thank you for joining us.
Okay, I'm ready to talk about the Orange Town arc. I'm very interested in this. Buggy is an awesome character. He's actually really epic here. So yeah, thank you for inviting me.
That was the most hype anyone's ever been for the Orange Town arc.
Oh, come on. Buggy is cool, man.
I have to say, rereading the Orange Town arc, it is way better than I remembered. I loved it.
To be fair,
chapter.
The first time I was exposed to this was like when I was 12 with the 4Kids dub, and it didn't really hit it all that home. But yeah, rereading it, pretty damn cool.
Yeah, I enjoyed it as well, and looking back, it's like you always compare it to like Romance Dawn and Baratie and Arlong, so in comparison, it's obviously not as good, but it's still...
I like it better than Romance Dawn.
Okay.
I think that argument could be made, honestly.
I disagree, but then again, Romance Dawn hits the feels a lot more.
Aside from the flashback with Shanks.
Alright, we're already going on a tangent, Animac, how do we want to do this?
This is not a tangent, we're talking
It's related to the arc!
It is related, but we kind of just jumped right into it. Also, apparently my voice is loud as fuck, so I'm going to lower it. We had a lot of technical difficulties today, and that's why we're back to our old format, and also my face isn't popping up, so just enjoy my lovely voice.
Your voice seems fine on my volume tracker. But yeah, guys, so today we're going to be covering chapters 8 through 21 of the One Piece manga, also known as the Orange Town arc. I am excited. I'm glad that we were able to get Tekking because everyone was saying that Tekking has to be here. The people love him. The people love him.
Because you named the podcast. No, you named the podcast the One Piece Virgin. I was the first person that popped into their head. I can guarantee you that's how that went down. But thanks for having me.
They're like, One Piece Virgin, Tekking has to be here.
Yeah, legit.
Honestly, if I saw that, I'd be like, did I get drunk and come up with a podcast name and, tweeted it out without even knowing? Because that makes sense. All right.
I don't know. I feel like you're probably you probably got your own harem.
Oh,
you're such a nice and friendly guy. That's just, I feel like you're just crushing on the side.
You can be nice and friendly and have a harem. I don't think those are two mutually exclusive things. But
no, exactly. That's
why.
That's why.
All right. Okay. Let's proceed then. Okay.
And we will try to avoid spoilers because some people were saying in the last episode there was a lot of spoilers that Nux and Briggs were bringing up. Personally, I don't know because I don't get the context. And I don't mind spoilers
Which
myself.
makes it a non-spoiler, just saying.
I mean, that's the whole point of the podcast, so just stuff in the arc. So,
Nuts, crazy thought, but until I finish my sentence, you let me finish.
Yeah. Crazy thought.
Pretty crazy thought. Why would I do something like that when I can interrupt you and have way more enjoyment?
I know, and then the whole podcast doesn't make sense because I am the One Piece virgin and you're the One Piece whore, so know your place, Nux.
Hey, I've only read One Piece like once or twice on certain arcs. We're talking to real One Piece succubi women over here.
I have no idea what happened. But listen, let me just start off by saying, in terms of the whole arc so far that we covered, that we're going to be covering in this episode, I really appreciate, as an Iaido black belt, I really appreciated the fact that they showed Zoro actually tending to his swords properly on one of the covers.
Oh yeah,
respect for that.
You'll actually see that quite a few times, and like cover stories and stuff. Yeah, I don't think that's spoiler to see that Zoro takes care of his swords. He does. Yeah.
See, I'm saying it's impossible.
You just ruined the whole One Piece story.
What? Zoro takes care of his swords. I guess I gotta drop his ruin.
How can I experience this fresh now?
Hey, I'm just saying, taking care of swords, it doesn't get glory. You don't see it in anime usually. But yeah, you have to take care of a sword. Otherwise, it's going to get rusty. It's going to be useless.
I mean, I'll keep
in mind.
And it
becomes a rust edge.
The rust age. Oda loves to do little things and little panels and stuff. Pay attention to little things in the background all the time with Oda. Yeah.
All right, Virgin.
What were your thoughts?
What did you think of the Orange Town arc?
So overall, I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought that, there were a few things that I'll mention that were kind of like over the top for me, but I thought it was hilarious. There were great humorous things in this arc, like little things that really made me laugh out loud that maybe, they don't seem that important, but I feel like they were a nice touch. One of them was near the beginning where Luffy he just gets to the town and he's trying to figure out who everyone is, and Nami's telling him about Buggy, and then Luffy's like, oh yeah, let's go take out Nami and his pirates. And she's like, I'm Nami.
Yeah,
I
that
love
entire
scene because it's
conversation was
like,
amazing.
Literally, the first conversation, Nami says, like, I can't even talk to you. You are not, like, you're not a normal human being or something. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
And
because
I know that you sort of included this in the previous episode, but the episode where Nami steals the other pirate's ship, that was the first chapter of this arc.
yes, correct.
Yeah.
Chapter 8.
So we had the intro to Nami, and then of course we had Luffy saying, "I know, I'll just get a good look around." And he like catapults himself up and gets chomped on by a bird and flown away.
He's a very energetic kid. He's just like, I'm gonna go to that island. Okay, I'm on the island, and he just starts running around and just looking for stuff to do. You know,
Yeah,
that's what
And
he
of
does.
course, Zoro beating up those Buggy guys that were like making believe, like, we can't swim, help us! And he saves them, and they're like, haha, we are the Buggy pirates.
Oh, and
Then
what
the next
also
chapter-
happens in that chapter is Nami, when Luffy drops in, Nami's like, "Oh, hey, boss.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming to rescue me."
Oh,
And, like,
yeah,
uses
very
him as
quick
bait.
thinker. Yeah,
Speaking
very quick
of-
thinker.
Of
So
Nami
far, I
and the
love
VODs.
Nami. So
Yeah,
far, I
Nami's
love Nami because she is absolutely hilarious. Like,
Oh, she is.
her whole full job is she's a thief and she hates pirates, and now she ends up joining Luffy's pirate team, but only for the time being because she does things on her own terms. So I think she's so far a really, really great character. And yeah, I thought the whole Buggy thing was pretty funny because everyone in his crew seems to think that Buggy's this big deal, but like Luffy, Zoro, Nami, they're like, they don't care about Buggy. They're like, screw this guy.
How did you feel about his first introduction when he blasted that guy with the cannon? Because that's like rereading that, it's like, yeah, that was actually pretty like threatening the way he first appeared. Yeah.
Well, he is a pirate after all. But also,
Yeah.
what was he doing with the whole thing? The guy couldn't breathe. Did he like?
Oh yeah, he put his hand on him, but Oda didn't show it. 'cause he
I
wanted to
couldn't
keep
see
it
the
a
hand.
mystery.
So, yeah, he
He
wanted to
did-
make the appearance of his devil fruit like larger next time.
Oda will actually do that, where he'll be like, I don't want to reveal what his power is yet, so I won't draw a crucial part. It actually happens later with Robin, but damn it!
See, it's hard. It's hard, man. This is us last time, but well, it was way worse. We got
Oh,
into
I don't know
it.
who Robin
Another
is,
amazing
so-
scene in this arc with Buggy and Nami. It's like Buggy's top half is chasing Nami, and Nami's like flipping out. And then the next scene, you see Luffy just kicks him in the nuts.
Yeah.
Buggy's feet are standing there in the distance, and Luffy's like, boom, smashes him.
Damn,
Nux,
Jor Mudor
chronology, damn it.
just
What?
gifted 10 tier 1 subs. Sorry, Anna, go ahead.
Thank you. No, I was gonna say, Nux, you're jumping ahead to the end of the arc, man. I had all this stuff in my
I
notes.
can't even spoil the arc we're supposed to be talking about here.
Well, we
Like,
have
what
to
am
go
I
by
allowed to say?
chronology.
All right. Chronologically, what's next?
So,
I did very much like one aspect is as we're getting to know Luffy now, it's clear that he's like simple-minded and innocent, so it's quite easy to trick him. However, it's not because he's dumb. He's just so like idealistic and just obsessed with his life goal that he doesn't like stress the little stuff. So he gets into these difficult situations because he's just focused on his goal and he's like rambunctious and just doing his thing, and then ends up getting tricked. And,
He's focused. He's focused pretty much his whole childhood on getting stronger and going out to be a pirate. He doesn't sit down and think about like, okay, this person's trying to manipulate me, or this person is doing
exactly,
this.
yeah.
and also because he's so strong, and
He's
as you'll
not
notice,
actually-
sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, as you'll notice later into the series, you'll realize he really isn't scared of anything, and because he's so strong, he'll let himself get into like terrible situations because it's just like, oh, whatever. Like, he's not scared, and if you don't have that like that fear, what's gonna stop you from trusting people? You know?
Right. He's not dumb. He just doesn't care about consequences.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also noticed that I don't think he's dumb. I think he's done a lot of smart things, but he also does a lot of like just simple-minded, one-track mind things.
No, yeah, he's not book smart by any stretch of the imagination. But
No.
yeah, no, he.
In fact, he probably
he's-
doesn't know how to read.
You know what? I think he. I've never seen Luffy sit down and try to read a book. I
Right
think
now,
it-
you know,
yeah.
Tekking is going through his mini
Oh
encyclopedia.
God, I started to. Okay, all right. I am 95% sure Luffy can read. All right, but
Well, I mean, has he read newspapers, or does he just look at the picture?
Yeah.
that's what I'm thinking. Like there were moments where that happens, and he looks at newspapers, but I'm like, is he just maybe looking at the photos? I
And
don't.
maybe he can know he knows what numbers are. But like you see Tekking right now, okay, he doesn't read in the first 100 chapters. Doesn't read in the
No,
second
no,
100
no.
chapters.
There's shit doing when I'm exactly like that was a filler arc. I don't know if that counts. And I'm
Guys,
just like,
don't spoil Luffy's literacy. For
Not
me, okay?
spoiling it.
So the arc the story literally ends with Luffy having to read what
Well-
the One Piece is, and if he can't, then just the
You
world.
see, the One
explodes.
Piece is a book, and he's like, ah,
The One Piece
Yo.
of the book.
Okay, this is actually a spoiler. I was gonna tell Tekking that Luffy misread something.
No,
but
no, I think I know what you're doing.
you know what I'm
but
gonna talk about? All right.
Yeah.
So I thought it was very cool when Luffy ends up getting captured by Buggy and his pirates, and he's in his cage, and then Buggy's like goes up to Luffy and he's like, "You have to be punished," and Luffy's like, "Oh, so you'll set me free?" And Buggy's like, "Yeah, I'll set you free." "No, I won't set you free."
Ugh.
And I also love how when Zoro goes to save him, he just steals the cage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he's not gonna slice it up. He just takes the whole goddamn prison.
I think Zoro, he like throws the cannon back and then he grabs Luffy and they just blow up and then it's like, all right, we're getting you out of here.
Well, it's a good marking to see where Zoro's current strength is because he can't cut the cage at this point.
Right, yeah, exactly.
No, he cannot. Yeah, that's actually a big point, for early on.
But you know what? There was an error in the manga that I was reading because at first Zoro said it's iron, and then later on, the lion tamer guy says that it's steel.
Yeah, there's also a filler where that's kind of ambiguous, but yeah, it's hammered out by the time we get to Alabasta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess
But
it's
you
steel.
just mentioned Alabasta. Now Animac
I'm
knows there's a
sure-
thing called Alabasta.
Animac, have you heard the word Alabasta before?
Yes.
Oh,
It's
okay,
an
we're
arc.
set that. No, we're good.
I believe
then.
it's
We're
an
good.
arc. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
you
we're
can
good,
call
we're good,
yourself
yeah.
the One Piece Virgin.
So listen, one thing I want to say really about that Zoro scene with the cage is, hey, we can't just gloss over that. Zoro was the real MVP
Mm-hmm.
in that scene because he's already injured. And he's like, I'm going to carry this whole cage. I'm going to set off the cannon, carry this whole cage, and save my friend. And Nami's actually looking at them. And this is the point, in my opinion, where Nami's like, okay, these guys are not just some douchebag pirates. These guys are actually people that I might be able to trust eventually.
Yeah, and also he runs away and he finds a hiding spot in middle of the road.
Yeah.
That's right. Good hiding spot there, Zoro.
Did
And then,
you?
He puts it down and he's like breathing heavily, and Nami says, you guys are just gonna stand here in the middle of the road? And he's like, oh, Nami, what are you doing here?
He had to take a nap, okay?
Animac, did you? By the way, did you notice, since this is the second time Zoro has fought in a major way, what Oda has a little running thing with him? Have you noticed what it is?
I was thinking of
Have you
it,
noticed
Jackson.
what happens with him a lot?
He needs to take a nap.
He gets injured in every single fight.
When he fought,
Oh, okay.
when he fought Morgan, he just got finished getting starved for 30 days, and when he's fighting Kabaji here, he has a serious stomach wound. So
Yes.
Oda likes to handicap him a lot in earlier arcs to
Yeah.
And
the
in later
flu
arcs.
is definitely a good time for Zoro.
The guy gets handicapped at all times.
And we
Well,
get
you have to do it. You have to handicap Zoro, or everyone would just be dead.
Yeah.
You know?
The only time he isn't handicapped is in Whiskey Peak.
I don't get that reference. Stop it.
You
It's not a
will.
spoiler if you don't get it, okay?
But
I'm
you're
not
all
saying
laughing.
the main
No.
character that dies.
Stop.
Sorry, chat.
Stop.
I'm gonna do this my way.
Stop, Nux. I can't let you guys laughing, all jolly and laughing, and I don't get the reference, so I can't laugh. So no.
You can
I
laugh
can-
too.
Laugh's
I
like,
can't.
oh,
I don't get it.
Whiskey Peak, I get it.
Screw you guys. Okay, can we get an F in the chat for Chow Chow's pet food store?
Oh my god,
Ooh.
Chow Chow is an adorable doggo.
What? The whatever I was reading, it was Shoo Shoo.
Chow Chow Choo Choo. I think in the Viz, I have the Viz translation right here, and it actually puts him as
Yeah, Viz has it as Chow Chow because I have
Okay.
it.
Well, Chow
Yeah.
Chow is the MVP of the chapter
Yeah.
for sure of the arc.
Oh, by the way, Animac, if you are reading the official Viz release, his name is Zorro, not Zolo. Just wanted
Yes,
to make
I
sure
know.
that okay.
I am aware of that.
There was a copyright reason, so
yeah, there's this whole issue with another pretty well-known manga. It's actually pronounced Furumeto Alchemist Brotherhood.
yeah, that's where it started. There's a character named Zorro in Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, and yeah.
We're
Thank
getting
you
so
for
many
those
F's in
the
chat.
Yeah,
I'm really
thank you,
hoping it's not the stream and just F for Chow
no,
Chow.
it's because Animac just said leave an F in chat.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah. But,
pay
don't
attention,
do that.
Grace.
But
You're
I
too
love
busy spoiling stuff to pay
But
attention.
I love Chow Chow because he's based off of Hachiko, and the dog
Yeah.
that's famously waited for his owner in Japan. And I love that Oda included it so early in the story, a reference to that. It's just a really heartwarming kind of moment. You know?
Yeah,
Also
it is
crazy
a
to see how
heartwarming
much
thing,
better
yeah.
his art gets. There's so much more going on in the background later.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Again,
Whoops.
spoilers, Nux.
shut up, anime.
Art spoilers. No.
Art spoilers.
Can I ask you
Actually,
guys
you know
a
what?
question?
Anime, can I spoil something for you early on? Because you'll find it funnier. I'll do it. There is not a single pirate in all of One Piece that has an eye patch.
Yet.
It's pretty epic.
Interesting, I guess.
Yeah.
That's
I
interesting.
people often come to me and they try to correct me on that, and I'm like, no, you're wrong. It's like, but what about that? Nope, it's not an eye patch.
This is me like working my brain. I'm like, really? Is that true?
There are characters that wear things resembling eye patches, but they are not eye patches.
Can I ask you guys a question?
Yes.
And this is serious.
Sure.
Why doesn't Luffy wear more sturdy shoes?
Okay, I got that. Okay, so it's a major spoiler for the Marineford arc. I can't actually reveal it now, but it
Fine.
is
Okay,
revealed.
cool. As long as
It's not. I have no freaking idea.
all right.
They're
You have
breathable.
me.
I don't know, man. Like,
you had me in the first half, man. I thought you
Legend
were serious.
says that Luffy's sandals was Shanks's first hat.
yeah, he's always been shown, I mean, wearing sandals and the vests and, well, he wore, like, shirts when he was younger. He wears cargo shorts at one point, which, like, pockets, and he stops after that. We don't really get that
And
much
you know that
introspect
the
into
time
Luffy's
skip
wardrobe.
is epic. You only know the time skip is epic because he actually, like, unbuttons
Yeah,
his
yeah.
vest.
Well, he wears an actual shirt after the time skip. But, man, we are spoiling crap now, damn it.
It's hard.
Not
It's hard.
the shirt spoiler.
That's
damn
like...
it.
Shirt
That is
spoiler.
like a challenge. Talk about early One Piece without mentioning a single spoiler. That is actually really difficult.
We'll turn this into a drinking game next time. Every time we say a slight spoiler, take a shot.
Oh god, I'd be dead within the
Yeah.
first half hour.
A shot of good pirate rum.
And speaking of spoilers, in the arc itself, I was surprised. I didn't remember this. That Buggy said, "Oh, you know red-haired Shanks." I was like, "No way! It's revealed
Yeah.
already."
Did you how did you feel about that? That Buggy has a relationship to Shanks, Animac?
Yeah, so Shanks is the guy from the beginning. He has red
Yes.
hair. So I
Yes.
She has red hair.
Yeah, that is indeed Shanks's character. You're good so far, yes.
And I thought that it was a cool like background story. They were pirates on the same ship, right? I don't remember who the
Uh-huh.
captain was or whatever.
Yeah.
And
I
I
don't remember who the captain was.
Did they
Did
say?
you-
I'm assuming they just didn't say who the captain
I don't
was.
think they said. I don't think they said.
Okay.
I don't remember it. Yeah.
There was a point to say no, but we do get to see another officer on the crew where Buggy and Shanks were part of. Did you see him?
Oh, I
I
didn't.
didn't notice.
I
Anyway,
skimmed the chapters. I did not. I was reading them on stream beforehand. I did not notice.
So,
Now I need
Tekking,
to
am I
see.
answering your question or what's going on?
Oh, I asked yeah, you're good. Yeah.
Can you tell me who it is?
So
Or do I have
basically,
to? Is that a spoiler?
my
It's
thinking
not
on
a
the
spoiler. He won't get it. Was it Rayleigh?
So, you know, just
Can't see it.
Oh,
There it
sit-
is.
let him-
so just keep that guy in mind for a little bit. All right.
It's
we're
so
good.
not
you guys
clear.
let me know. You guys let me know when I can actually
Oh
talk.
my God! No way!
Oh, it was. Wow. Okay.
What? I'm gonna.
Oh
go-
no, yeah, he was actually there. Yeah,
I know. Of
yeah,
course,
Oda,
he was there.
yeah.
That's crazy.
I know. Oda plans
I
this shit
did
like
not
20 years in
realize.
advance. I love it. Yeah.
What?
I can't
so
tell if you're being
mind-blowing.
sarcastic or if you
I'm
actually
dead
didn't know
serious.
that.
I had
You're
no
dead ser-
idea. It was
you were
there.
actually surprised that he was included that early on. Yeah.
I
yeah.
saw a lot of things that I was surprised.
Oh god, yeah.
All right, back
Guys,
to
I
Orange
literally-
Town.
I literally
Even like
Knox, stop.
just this
Seriously.
week, I was like,
Knox, dude, we just
This is
said we
part
would
of the
stop
podcast.
spoiling. We
It's
just
not
said we would
spoiling.
stop spoiling, and we would say that I would actually be able to discuss my experiences, and you guys are just going off on a tangent.
"All right, Animac, please discuss your experiences."
Yeah, thank you.
Hi,
so-
I'm a virgin.
Yeah, we know you are, Knox. The point is, I thought that whole scene was funny because, yeah, it's establishing the fact that, okay, so Shanks has a past on the pirate ship. Buggy has a past. I kind of think Shanks is just a little bit cooler than Buggy so far, but, you know, that's my
Oh!
that
But-
is actually a very contentious thing, but
Very
continue.
contentious.
Okay, fine. I did find it funny, though, the way that the devil fruit, the way that Buggy eats the devil fruit, So we have 2 devil fruit users so far, Buggy with the chop fruit and Luffy with the gum fruit, and both of them ate the devil fruit by accident.
Well, I would never eat the chop fruit.
Except, both of them
Unless
by
it's an
the
accident.
Except when Luffy ate his, I believe he just took a single bite of it, or did he eat the whole thing whole? Because Buggy like chomped an entire pineapple down his throat in like one accidental bite. Like,
I think I would eat the chop fruit over the gum fruit.
I think I probably would too.
You could fly.
Honestly. Yeah, you could float and stuff.
Well, you could fly, but your feet have to still be like running behind you.
We don't find that out until Impale Down.
Really?
Damn it! What the hell? One Piece.
All right, I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. Like we discussed this.
Dude, it's so freaking hard. All right, get back to the orange town.
Well, maybe if we focused on what I like my experience and then commented on it without going off the tangent and spoiling things.
So you mentioned that we had 2 devil fruit scenes so far. Yes.
Yeah, I also thought that was a hilarious scene in chapter 4 when the one guy, what's his name, Moji,
yeah.
he's trying to explain that Luffy has the gum fruit, but he's like injured or whatever. So he's like, beware the rub. Beware the rub. And then he passes out and everyone's like, Buggy's like, that boy must have used some diabolic rubbing technique on him. Damn you, Moji. You were defeated by a masseur. A masseur.
A masseuse. No.
Damn it! Whatever I was reading,
Buggy.
the translations were so different. What's it called? He interpreted it as Luffy being a romantic.
Yeah, that's the one I was reading also.
What?
Yeah.
What is
All right, I'm getting Viz and reading that release for next week.
a romantic? How does that make sense?
Yeah, it was
Like he was rubbing him romantically?
No, because he said like
Hold on.
rub. He's like a rub man. He's a rub man or whatever as he was passing out, and he's like he's a romantic.
Yeah, in the version I'm reading, it's the masseuse kind of thing. Yeah, masseur.
Yeah, that was hilarious. I thought that was like a masseuse.
Rub man. He's a rub man.
Oh, another funny scene that we that happened before that, when Nami tricked Luffy into like bringing him to Buggy and like using him as like a scapegoat or whatever, and Buggy puts Luffy in the cage. Luffy's like, "Oh, I don't want you to be my navigator anymore," and then she gives him some meat during the party. He's like, huh, "Okay, you can be my navigator."
Yep.
Yeah,
all's forgiven.
Funny? Nami doesn't. Even if she agrees to be his navigator, she still refuses to think of herself as a pirate. She's like, yeah, I'll do it, but I'm not a freaking pirate.
Oh, did you find it funny when Nami was like declaring, like, I am not a pirate, I only steal money, I love money and tangerines.
Yeah.
Those are the 2 things in my life I care about.
Mine said money and oranges, but yeah.
Yeah, and in the original, I'm like, I'm reading that, and I'm like, okay, money I understand, but you're really into fruit. Okay.
Guess we'll find out about that later.
No, we won't.
You spoiled it. There's a later.
Okay, that was a good one, Knox.
I gotta be honest with you. Volume 7 onward is just blank pages of Oda doodling. The story actually ends at volume 6.
Yeah, this is all just to hype you into the cult.
Speaking of treasure and tangerines, I love the contrast between like Luffy's version of treasure, the straw hat, Shushu's treasure, the mayor's treasure being the town, and then you have Nami, the one person who doesn't consider herself a pirate or like a bad person, and she's like very materialistic and all about that treasure.
In fact, it's funny because when she first meets Luffy and Luffy's fighting those guys off to get his hat back, he's like, "Oh, this is my treasure." Nami thinks like, "Oh, are there jewels in it? Or is it like a treasure map treasure map in your hat or something?" Like she just can't understand that he's, he has this as just a treasure from somebody that he cares about.
Yeah, that was sad when the hat got damaged. I was like, no.
Yeah.
It's made of straw. It's so sensitive.
Yeah, but don't worry. It's so good.
Yeah, I'm sure they can repair it. But so the interesting thing to me about Nami is that, again, as I said, first of all, she kind of has her own life mission, and she's like, yeah, I will work with you, but on my own terms after you've earned my respect. But I also like I found it interesting the fact that she's like a thief, so she proudly steals stuff. but she still hates those stinking pirates.
Yeah, she
Right.
has standards, man. She's like,
Yeah.
even when they were in that house together, they're like, I'm not a common house thief. I only rob from like people that deserve it, kind of.
And
Yeah,
we do
and-
get a little bit of her backstory, or a little snippet that we know that someone
she
that
says she says she wants to buy back a certain village.
buy back
Yeah.
a certain village, and
She
that a
doesn't say buy
pirate killed
back.
someone important to her.
She doesn't say
Yeah.
buy back in mine. In my translation, she said, I want to make 100 million berry or whatever to buy a village. And they're like, you want to buy a village?
Yeah, that was the
Yes.
same translation I had.
Yeah, buy a certain village. Yeah.
Yeah, Nux is right. That's what I remember her saying, that she wants to buy a village, and also I remember her saying that a pirate killed someone she cared about or something like that.
Yeah. She says that.
Thank you for Sam the Gunman for gifting 5 tier 1 subs. You mad lad.
Thank you, Sam.
Luffy's so weird. He's trying to bite out of a cage. My God, he's hilarious.
Yeah, and I'm getting some very philosophical vibes from this whole treasure thing. Right?
Of course
Because
you are.
it's like everyone has their own treasure, and it doesn't have to be gold or jewels. So what is your treasure? That's the question that the manga is asking us right now.
My treasure is the One Piece, but the One Piece manga.
I know. Imagine at the end, the One Piece is like,
The friends you made along the way.
no, it's like the One Piece is the manga you just read, you idiots. It's right there in the
It's
title.
the only treasure that you've had constant for 2 decades.
They find the One Piece, and it's just volume 1 of the One Piece manga on a pedestal. And Oda's just like, all right, buy the first volume and start reading it again. And it's just like this infinite loop where you just like, yeah.
One Pieceception, bro. That would be crazy.
Yeah.
Could you even be mad? I wouldn't be mad. I'd be like, that's pretty trippy.
My treasure's not
No,
a
I'd
brick.
be mad. I'd be mad.
I'd definitely be mad, yeah.
If it was the first volume of One Piece, nah, fam. It only gets good like later.
No, it's the first volume of Full Metal Alchemist 2 Brotherhood.
Yeah, right. No. You get to the One Piece, you take it out, and it's like a little card saying, Boa Hancock was best girl all along.
Yo, I was thinking about this earlier. I wonder who Animax's first One Piece waifu will be, and then who is long term.
It's definitely going to be Nami. Nami's going to be his early...
No. We have to wait until they get introduced one by one here,
Yes.
okay?
No, what I'm saying is Nami is going to be his first One Piece waifu, and
Animax.
as time will go on and the Marineford War begins, he will start swaying
Animax,
to the
you are
Boa
not-
Hancock side of the force.
You are not allowed to You're not allowed to say who your first waifu is until you get to the time skip. That's a rule.
No.
Okay.
Deal.
I will.
All the way.
No,
Wait.
I
No
disagree.
waifus.
I disagree.
Wait.
It's all about the journey that is One Piece. I want to know who your first waifu is, and then I want to know who your final waifu is, or who it changes along the way. I'm gonna
That's a bit of a
call.
bias toward.
It's like
That's a bit of a bias toward Nami because you know.
No,
who else
I'm
is
calling
there?
that his first waifu is going to be. He's gonna like Nami. Don't get me wrong, great character. But I think his first real waifu is gonna be Robin. But then Boa's gonna steal his heart as she did mine.
See, same here, bro. Same here. But
Oh, and
Animax
also-
is gonna be like, now I have to say that Lola chick. I mean, damn.
Damn. Also, Animac, if you enjoy Nami's proportions as they are now,
Don't get used to it.
enjoy them while they are now. Because, yeah, it is really weird looking at her drawn in, like, a normal way without her,
Yeah, she looks totally normal now. I'm guessing she's
Yeah,
like...
no, yeah, she does. I mean, yeah.
And one thing I will say about Nami is like, yeah, I don't consider her a waifu. She just seems like a cool character for now. So that
I
would
know,
have
she's
to...
fun. I love Nami. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get any waifu vibes from her, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, so the battle between Buggy and Luffy I thought was great because I mean it's not one of the most sophisticated battles ever, but it is the first Devil Fruit on Devil Fruit fight, and also there's so many funny moments. Like, so we talked about the moments where he leaves his bottom half behind and Luffy just hits him in the nuts and like tickles his feet. I thought that was awesome, and also near the beginning of the fight when his men, Buggy's men, are like pretending to be unconscious because they're like, man, this fight is harsh. We should just pretend to be unconscious.
There's a lot of comedy thrown out, and I love it.
One Piece is hilarious. It's one of the funniest manga I've ever read.
Somebody brought up, and I wanted to bring this up too. Did you notice how their devil fruits are contrasting each other? Luffy is immune to bludgeoning damage, but slashing damage hurts him, and then it's the opposite for Buggy. Yeah.
All right. That's cool.
Yeah, good call. I didn't think of that, but good call.
Yeah.
Yeah, One Piece is cool. The fights are not my favorite part of One Piece. I've said
So-
it before.
I guess Zoro wouldn't be able to take on Buggy at this point, considering like the fruit
But
contest.
This is true, but we did see the first onigiri.
Ooh,
Yes.
yeah, that was sick.
I actually like Kabaji, the guy on the unicycle. I always thought his look was really cool. Oh, and this isn't a spoiler. This isn't a spoiler. This is actually going back before this. One of the original drafts for this was Zoro was going to be on Buggy's crew when Oda was first coming up with One Piece, and he decided to scrap it and he, created Kabaji instead.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I was reading his side notes because I have the volume, and those are, I think, really interesting because they get to know you get to know a bit of the mind of Oda as he's doing this. So I thought that was very cool. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so what I do like about this series is that people are not like joining Luffy so far. They're not joining Luffy's crew because he's just a cool guy and they love and respect him. It's like everyone has their own motives and no one is trying to show off or this and that. They're just kind of doing their own thing. Zoro has his motives, Luffy has his motives, Nami has her own motives. Like they don't care what other people think of them. They're just doing their own thing. I do appreciate that.
It's funny because neither of them really want to.
Putting his crew on Craigslist. I mean, he's actually handpicking members.
Yeah, it isn't like you can tell with Buggy's crew. It's just like he would probably pretty much accept anybody that's like, I want to be a pirate, and he's like, all right, well, come on, just numbers over quantity over quality, sort of speak. Luffy's the opposite.
Luffy wants to make sure they're good people, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And it's great because
Buggy wants more people to praise him, kind of.
Yeah, kind of, and fear him and all that.
Load the Buggy bomb.
And also, it's great because neither Nami or Zoro really wanted to become a pirate.
No.
And see a similar trend with other characters
Zoro's title was literally the pirate hunter.
Yeah.
So
yes. Yeah. And Nami's like, I freaking hate pirates.
And Nami's the pirate thief. Like.
And Luffy, he idolizes this idea of pirates because of like Shanks, but it seems to me like most pirates have a very bad reputation. No one likes them, and they're kind of douchebags, right?
Yeah.
So
Luffy definitely views pirates in a different way. He just views it as being free, right?
Yeah.
And doing what he wants to do, which is like kind of how he does everything.
Freedom is another.
He mentions freedom in the flashback, and so does Shanks.
Freedom is one of those
semi-spoiler
things that it carries throughout the entire story. Is the idea of freedom? Yeah.
Tekking has spoilers on his wall.
I do. Yeah, I should take this. Hold on.
I don't understand, so I'm not gonna pretend that I get it. But
man, no, now you get to.
Oh no! Oh no! Just forget everything. Erase that from your memory.
Okay, so Tekking has been broken. What other moments did I want to talk about?
Sorry, he didn't hear.
Swear to God, I'm not doing this on purpose.
Tekking, we have spoiled that a dozen times on other Rant Cafes. If he doesn't remember,
Rant Cafes is different. This was special. That's probably the biggest spoiler in all of One Piece.
Okay.
I mean,
it really is.
I'm definitely not editing that out.
You are editing it out, and I'm gonna edit it out as well because I've heard this before, just from general One Piece knowledge, so it's not a spoiler for me.
And you call yourself the One Piece virgin.
It's kind of like
you get exposed to One Piece if you're in the anime community. It's just the way it is.
It's kind of like the Red Wedding in Game of Thrones. It's like even before
What's the Red Wedding?
Before I even started watching Game of Thrones, I knew that the Red Wedding was a thing.
Yeah, exactly. But Nux actually hasn't watched Game of Thrones, so he have no idea.
Okay, well I'm just ruining everything for everybody today.
No, it's okay. So in terms of the ending, so chapter 21, the ending of the arc, I thought overall it was quite cool. Although I will say now, it seems to me from what you guys are saying that Buggy actually appears again. But so far, right now, he could totally be a throwaway character that we never see again, and I wouldn't bat an eye. He didn't seem to me that important.
You're disrespecting Oda so hard right now.
Well, I'm sorry, but Buggy to me just seems like a one-off villain at this point.
Wow.
I mean, he does have a connection to Shanks, right?
I'm not saying anything.
You have much to learn. When
now I have to edit two things out. God damn it!
I know why I have a big indent in my wall. It was such a.
Yeah, seriously, Nux, please don't make me do so much editing. Like, why don't you edit it then, buddy? You're not gonna have to do it.
That time that.
That time, Luffy and Zoro resurrect Father, and he comes back, and he loses an arm. And
Man, I can't believe Madara versus Luffy is still going on.
I know, right? Like in the most recent chapter, it looked like Madara won, but then Luffy, he pulled a Rasengan out of his ass, and he actually managed to,
It was crazy.
Yeah.
All right, back to One Piece.
Yeah.
Adam,
Yeah, so
would
in
you say
terms
you
of the-
preferred the Orange Town arc or Romance Dawn?
So in terms of the ending to the Orange Town arc, as I was
we'll
saying,
finish this off.
so in terms of the ending of the Orange Town arc, as I was saying, is that I thought that one thing was lame about it. I did like how they got together, kind of reluctant pirates. Now they have a mini crew, very cool. But I thought it was lame that they left the treasure.
Well, they're
Well,
good
they
people.
got the map, didn't they?
Like Nami hated Luffy for doing it, but they just had their
Yes.
town destroyed.
Yeah, but you know
Luffy,
what?
Luffy has so much disregard for material things, and you'll see that throughout.
He's a
It's
pirate.
Really, it's part of his character. He does not care. It's not like a big sacrifice for him, even. He just felt like they need it and he doesn't. What does he need gold for?
But then why does he want to get the map of the Grand Line and find the treasure?
Oh, no. Here's the thing about Luffy. It's like Luffy he's there for the adventure of it, okay? But he also doesn't think ahead too much because he's like, okay, I just want to get a bunch of crewmates, go to the Grand Line, find the One Piece. But he doesn't understand, like, okay, we're going to need a bigger boat for that, and therefore we're going to need money to buy said boat. He doesn't, like, think ahead in that way,
I wonder if he's ever paid for anything in his life.
Yeah, he did actually. There was a scene in Shelltown with him and Kobe, and he bought some food at a stall.
Spoilers! Wow.
That happened already.
Yeah, Shelltown is the first island.
You're not allowed to spoil things that happened in previous episodes of the One Piece podcast.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
So he actually
stop
paid for
making
something? Really?
Tekking feel bad. The reason I say that was kind of lame to me is just because, yeah, I know Luffy is like this, but it's just unrelatable because, hey, they already saved this town from the pirates, and then they're going to leave them the money too. Like, I wouldn't do it. I'd be like, hey, we saved the town from the pirates. Great job, everyone. Have a nice day. We're taking this treasure.
Wow,
though.
and
Like,
that is worse than a pirate.
Would you?
No, I'll take the money real quick.
You take the money? Nux,
100%.
would you take the money?
10%.
Yeah, I mean, like, I would be like, okay, hey, look, guys, I mean, it's your village and everything. How about we do like a 90-10% split here? I mean, we saved your lives,
But nobody even asked for the money. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not like someone was like, can you give us some money? He was just like, oh, here's the money.
Luffy don't, yeah.
What material things buy is something that very often is far more important.
So it's a good thing to buy stuff to own things because they're more important by what you just said.
He's giving away materialism to make friends. And very often, making friends with many different towns and kingdoms can be far greater value.
I did like Boodle the mayor. He cared about his people. I mean, how many other mayors of
We're
cities...
giving you the treasure, but give us the damn puppy.
Yeah.
I will
they
say,
just grab the dog and they just bring the dog with them.
And also shave your beard.
I will say this mayor was better than Mayor Quimby, per se,
Yeah. Like, you wouldn't see the mayor strapping on armor and going out to fight for his people usually. So, yeah.
Yeah, so I will say, though, in terms of both of these arcs so far, I think I prefer this arc, Orangetown, just because of Nami. Like, I really like Nami's introduction and her character so far. And, like, with Zoro and Luffy, they're both mad lads, mad chads. I get it. But Nami's a bit different, and I respect that with her.
Yeah.
So I'm actually very excited about learning who are going to be next members of the crew, just because I thought that the Zoro and Yami introduction was done really well. And now the trio are very interesting to me and their interactions and how they're going to be traveling together. So now I'm very excited to see who else is going to fit into their circle, who's going to earn their respect, all that fun stuff.
Hells to the hills.
Yeah.
I think this because
like
I'm
her
looking back.
introduction
So I was going to say, like, I think I like Romance Dawn a little bit better, probably just because of Shanks' backstory, and I appreciate it more because I've read the rest of the story, obviously.
What do you mean Shanks' backstory? His backstory was in this arc.
No, it was in the last arc.
You mean
No. Okay.
Luffy's backstory with Shanks.
Yes.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah. I was gonna say. Well, they also screwed up in the anime because the backstory happened with Luffy in the hat that you got in chapter 1. That doesn't happen until like like episode 5.
Right,
So
right.
they screw that around too. And Nami, actually, I liked her introduction in the manga way more, because in the anime they show her in like episode 1 from like the very beginning, jumping around, going places, and then until her proper introduction here. I like that she just pops in here.
Yeah, the only thing was Shanks seems very cool to me and very nice. And like I said in the previous episode, he's like this totally not what you think of as a pirate. He's much more noble. And yet when he has to get things done, he gets things done. So I like him. But we only see him in like one chapter in Romance Dawn. You know, pretty much just the first chapter, if I recall correctly.
Yeah,
so
it's
that
just
is why,
that's the flashback, yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I wouldn't like put Romance Dawn over Orange Town. However, Orange Town is also longer, almost double.
Yeah, the arcs are gonna. Yeah, I mean, you could probably figure that, but yeah, the arcs do get incrementally longer throughout. Yeah.
Speaking of which, Briggs, what are the next chapters that we're covering for next week?
So the next arc is Syrup Village. Oh my god, is the name a spoiler?
Yeah, they defeat the main villain with syrup. So yes, I would say it is. Yes.
Yeah,
Alright, let me look up the chapters.
Drown him in syrup.
Okay, I hope this is not a real freaking spoiler, guy.
It is not. No, syrup has nothing to do with this arc. It's just the name of the island.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't drown a villain in syrup.
Well,
so, like,
that's actually
it's
it's actually the Gecko Islands in Syrup Village, but it has nothing to do with the actual story.
Speaking of the Gecko Islands, that Gecko flashback like a chapter ago.
Yes, man. Right?
It's a bit of a spoiler.
No, stop. Okay.
Oh wait, that wasn't. I thought you were fucking with me, but
No!
that actually...
Stop.
No, the real flashback.
Stop. The next arc that we're reading or covering next week, Tuesday at 4 p.m., is Syrup Village. It covers chapters 22 through 41, which is the 3rd through 5th volume. Or if you want to watch it for whatever reason, it's episodes 9 through 18.
So it's 19 chapters. So yeah, we're getting a bit more into terms of chapters. It's funny because some people I've seen in the chat on the YouTube channel, because we are available on YouTube on the Rant Cafe Anime Podcast channel. We're also available on Twitch, twitch.tv/Rant Cafe. And we're available now on Spotify. We're on iTunes or Apple Podcasts. We're in a bunch of places, so check us out, One Piece Virgin. But a lot of people are like, oh, read more, bro. Read more. Read like 100 chapters an episode. I'm like, listen, man, I want to actually talk about what's happening. I don't want to have to, in each episode, just rush through things because we just covered 100 chapters. I want to enjoy it.
I've heard people say they've read like the entirety of the One Pice manga in like a week, and I'm like, whoa,
that's insane.
I mean, that is cool, but are you really getting to? Are you getting to marinate on it?
I always question that. Like, if you read it really fast, do you like pick up that many things with it? Because there's a lot of stuff in the background. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you got to marinate on certain things. That's what I find when I'm reading, whether it's books or manga.
Yeah, same thing with me. Yeah.
Unless it's something that you really need to make a video on quick, and you could read the whole Demon Slayer in like a day. But anyway,
I think I read
coming, women and gentlewomen. Extremely cool. Episode 3 of the One Piece Virgin. Coming soon. Syrup Village. The worst arcs in the whole series, potentially. I'm excited.
I'll tell you what, if you have me on again, I'll rig up like a shock collar apparatus where whenever I say a spoiler, I just get shocked. And I'll just,
Can we get one for Nux too, though?
I could see. I don't know where he lives. I could just send it to Nux, Canada. That's what I would write down on the envelope and just send it on.
My masochistic tendencies may have me just spoil more stuff.
Yeah, he is a mess. He is a mess. I mean, you would think that he likes darkness more than Megumin because he's a masochist, but actually no, because Megumin is so much worse and he's a masochist, he prefers Megumin.
That's not the logic, but I like it and I'll start abusing it.
Please stop abusing.
Yeah, I'd say the best way for us to go from now on is arc by arc, and then once the arcs get super long, then we might have to divide it up a little bit into like
what do you mean, like do the whole saga in one video, or like?
No, so like we did Romance Dawn, the first arc, then now we did Orange Town, next is Syrup Village, and then Baratie, and so on.
Yeah, we should be good for a little while with that. Yeah.
Once we get to like that's.
Yeah, that was the first one I was having
got a book,
with,
guys.
but
it's been a pleasure. All right.
Take it easy, Nuxie boy.
See you guys. See you next week. Until next time, see you, Space Cowboys.
Bang! What were you saying, Tekking?
No, I was just saying, like, the first major arc that is, like, long to the point where getting it all in one video might be rough is I think, Alabasta.
Yeah.
So we should be good for a while.
Well, we could do part 1 and part 2 or part 3.
Yeah, like, that would have to be the case, yeah.
Because the thing is...
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say the thing is I don't want to. If there's a lot of cool stuff that's happening, I feel like when we're doing like an hour podcast or whatever, we're gonna feel rushed and we're gonna forget a bunch of things, and then later on we're gonna be like, oh shit, we forgot this, we forgot that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I don't want that to go down.
Yeah,
Especially if it's something,
Alabasta
like, really
is
important.
62 chapters, and that's the first like real long one.
Yeah. The one right after that's pretty big too. Not Jaya, but after
yeah,
Jaya.
Sky.
Yeah.
Did I say Sky? I don't want to spoil it with the name.
They go to a place called Sky Bar, and
Yes.
they have booze. That's that arc. Yeah.